Who made some things crooked on purpose, including your painful path. The adversity you experienced wasn't random. It was architecture. It was deliberately designed to prepare you for something, and now prosperity is coming. Not little blessings, prosperity, and it's designed to match the depth of the adversity. The crooked path wasn't a mistake. It was the foundation for a building that requires deep roots. But here's the part that's going to break you over. In Matthew 25:21, Jesus says to the faithful servant, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord." The Greek word for enter there is eisokomai. It doesn't mean to arrive at. It means to penetrate into, to go deep into. It's an active verb, not passive. You don't just show up at joy. You pierce into it, you dive into it, you invade it, which means it's not a gentle experience. It's violent, in a good way. It's like when you've been holding your breath underwater for too long, and you finally break the surface, and the first gasp of air burns your lungs. It hurts because you're alive. That's what's coming for you. Not comfortable happiness, penetrating joy, the kind that makes you cry, not because you're sad, but because you forgot what this felt like. The kind that's so intense you almost want to go back to the familiar pain, because at least that didn't overwhelm you. Your fear is valid. It's not small. It's not manageable. It's a flood of blessing that's going to push into your life and sweep away everything that's not built on it. And part of you is afraid you're going to drown in the blessing. Part of you is afraid you're going to lose yourself in the abundance. It's thinking, so listen, you've been so, you know, you can say, it's the same and mountains, just dangerous as mountains, just different dangers. In the valley, the danger is the danger is in the valley, the danger is giving up on that. The danger is forgetting that you're not going to forget. You can why? Because those they don't you're not going to freeze a certain tribulation. You're not going to you're afraid of blessing because you think it's going to change you into something you don't recognize. But here's the truth. The blessing is not coming to change you. The blessing is coming to reveal you. Everything you've been becoming in the dark is about to be seen in the light. And yes, that's terrifying, because now you can't hide anymore. Now you have to actually walk in the authority you've been secretly carrying. You thought the hardest part was surviving the warfare, but what I'm about to show you is going to prove that the real challenge, the real test, is what comes after you survive. Because surviving made you strong. But what's coming next is going to require you to be wise. And wisdom is knowing that the enemy doesn't just attack you in the valley. He attacks you on the mountain too. He just uses different weapons. And the weapon he uses on the mountain, it's not the same weapon he used in the valley. In the valley, he tried to make you quit. On the mountain, he's going to try to make you forget. Forget where you came from. Forget who carried you. Forget the pain that built you. But before I show you how to protect yourself on the mountain, before I give you the strategy for what's coming, I need to show you something about what's already happened. Because everything I've told you so far has been true, but I haven't told you the full truth. And what I'm about to say is going to sound impossible. You're going to want to reject it. Your mind is going to fight it. But before you do, I need you to see the evidence. Because the prophecy about you, the one that says you're the strongest warrior, the one that everyone talks about in future tense, that prophecy is not about what's going to happen. It's about what already happened. Let me show you what I mean. You've been waiting for the prophecy to activate you. You've been waiting for the moment when everything clicks into place, when the promises become reality, when the waiting finally ends. You've been told that God has a great plan for your life, that your suffering has a purpose, that one day, you're going to step into your calling, and everything you went through will make sense. And you believed it. Even when it looked impossible, even when the evidence said otherwise, you held on to that future promise, the promise that says, you will be the strongest, you will overcome, you will step into your destiny. But what if I told you that you're looking in the wrong direction? What if I told you that you've been staring at the future, waiting for something to happen, when the thing you're waiting for already happened in the past? What if the prophecy wasn't a prediction? What if it was a recognition? Stay with me. This is going to blow your mind. In John 19:30, Jesus is hanging on the cross, and he said one word in Greek, tetelestai, and in English, we translate that as, it is finished. But that Greek word is powerful. It's the same word that was stamped on bills when they were PAP and full. It's a word of completion, not future completion, past completion. Jesus didn't say, it will be finished. He didn't say, it's almost finished. He said, it is finished. Past tense, done, complete, accomplished. And here's what's going to wreck you. The victory wasn't won after he rose from the dead. The victory was won the moment he survived what should have killed him. The moment he endured what no human should be able to endure. The moment he took the hit and stayed faithful. The prophecy about Jesus being the Savior wasn't activated on Resurrection Sunday. It was proven on Crucifixion Friday. His survival of the cross was the prophecy manifesting, and the same thing is true about you. The prophecy about you being the strongest warrior wasn't written for your future. It was written about your past. Everything you survived, everything you endured, everything you walked through that should have destroyed you, that was the prophecy manifesting in real time. You think you're waiting for God to do something, but God is waiting for you to realize what you already did. Let me take you somewhere. And this is going to hurt, but you need to see it. I need you to go back in your mind. Not all the way back, just 2 years ago, maybe 3. You know the moment I'm talking about. It's the middle of the night. You're in your bedroom. The one with the door that doesn't quite close all the way. The walls are thin enough that you can hear everything happening in the house, but nobody can hear what's happening in you. You're sitting on the edge of the bed. Overload. Sitting.
Sabotage any overload device.
And sleeping, waking up to another day, exactly like this one. And you can't do another day like this. Your hands are shaking from something deeper.
Hostile
And you're pulling up. Somebody pulled up and swarming there. Such thought. So intense you can't get a full breath. And the tears, they won't stop. They're not pretty tears. They're the ugly ones. The ones that make your whole body shake. The ones that come from a place so deep you didn't even know it existed. And in that,
our zone has no
or maybe the decision makes itself. You think, this is it.
Skewer release detected. New overload device. The overload device is under hostile control.
Of you, something in your head, and the thought says, not yet, I'm still here. And you want to argue with it. You want to say, you don't need me.
We picked up the device. Hostile security found. Enemy UAV detected.
So everything, they stop shit.
Enemy control station overload.
Just
New EMP device available. Enemies are carrying the device.
Was never about you. It was about you being strong. The moment when quitting made sense. The moment when giving up was
The overload device is in our control.
You have understood, but you didn't quit. Took another breath, and then another, and then another, and each breath was an act of warfare. Each breath was you saying, I don't understand why.
Successful overload team.
One more day. That was the prophecy. You weren't waiting.
New overload device available.
To survive what should have killed
Enemies
you.
are carrying the EMP.
I'm going to live. But I want to know. Every time I named something you went through, I want to figure it out.
Hostiles overload our zone.
When invitation stopped. When you realized you were fighting battles completely alone.
Located device.
The financial devastation. Loss that made no sense. That showed up. Getting ahead. The bills you couldn't pay. The needs you couldn't meet. The shame of having nothing when you used to have something. That's two. You survived.
We have the EMP.
The one that came from someone you trusted.
Protect our zone. They have the overload device.
You would have done it for. They will
Enemy overload successful. Control station is down.
survive. They help.
Skewer release detected.
Maybe both.
Located new overload device.
Yeah.
Hostiles have the overload device.
The things you thought you
We picked up the EMP. There's not much time left to lock this down.
you put Felix for. I think you sacrificed everything for.
We have the overload device. We overloaded their control station.
That's it. And you survive the silence with your
Hostile skewer inbound. Secure the new device. Device acquired. Transport to the zone. Enemies are carrying the device.
each one something. One just
Skewer release detected. We picked up the device. Enemy UAV detected. Overtime. Authorizes UAV ready. Halftime.
you are the evidence. Your survival is the promise fulfilled. The prophecy is to come. The prophecy came every time you look up every time you worshipped the bear. Every time you held on. Living that God keeps its word. And now that you understand that, now that you see what already happened, I can show you what's happening right now. Because while you've been surviving, while you've been enduring, while you've been
Transport the overload device into hostile zones.
very specific protocols that are now in motion in your
The
life.
overload device is in our control.
That one, this one.
Enemies are carrying the EMP.
Let me show you what it actually is.
We have the EMP.
Gods for survival.
Protect our zone. They have the overload device.
Because the training phase is over, the showcase is complete. What's activating now is your assignment. The first protocol is the central mission protocol. This is when you removes everyone from your assignment.
We picked up the
There's
EMP.
nothing wrong. It's because what's coming next requires you to learn how to hear his voice without you.
We have the overload device.
It haven't you. People you just call for advice. You haven't called anymore. Not because you're fancy, but because when you try to explain what you're going through,
Hostiles have the overload device.
but they can't see what you see. That's not isolation.
Hostiles have the EMP.
Your business skills
Device acquired. Transported to the enemy zone.
Middleman. Or needing someone else to confirm what he already told you. The second protocol is the silence protocol. This is where God seems wanted, but he's not absent. He's not talking because he's watching to see if you'll obey the last thing. He
The
says,
overload device is under hostile control.
all the truth, word, direction.
The overload device is under control. Hostiles have the EMP.
The silence protocol is not punishment. It's a promotion. Because leaders don't need constant instruction. Leaders can take one directive and run with it for months. The third protocol is the accelerated timeline protocol. This is when everything starts happening fast. Faster than you can process, faster than you can plan.
Hostiles overload our control station.
And it's disorienting
Enemy
because
dog established. Hostile security inbound. Located new overload device. We have the overload device. Steamer release detected. Enemies are carrying the device. Hostile UAV established above.
differently, not because you changed your personality, but because you carry frequency now that they
Authorizing zero flight.
Protect our zone. They have the overload device. The overload device is under hostile control. Hostile security inbound.
Even people can sense it.
We have the EMP.
This is the one that just activated. The fifth protocol is the resource redistribution. This is the one that instruments of provision up before the new streams open. And it feels like loss. It feels like everything's falling. But what's actually doors that were only meant to sustain you to
After if they don't make it fail.
Overload device successfully delivered.
It's also good that the top
Located new overload device. Enemies are carrying the EMP.
It was a temporary streak for a temporary season.
He's nearly zero. Close the deal. Enemy EMP is successful. Enemy UAV detected.
Still.
New overload device.
Being positive. Just wait, let it all do everything. But that's something that means. The people still there means.
Device acquired. Transported to the enemy zone. Hostiles have the overload device.
Doesn't mean field fight.
Hostiles overloaded our control station.
Because the battle was already won. You survive what should have killed you. These fine from the
Skewer release detected. New EMP device available.
So did it even come into it?
Bitch, you should have got that motherfucking, should have filled me in on your plans, ain't it? Don't you think it ain't got that motherfucking, for you to tell me what the fuck you thought it was?
And in the next 40 days, you're going to face with the big forms of
Yeah, bitch.
Incoming flashback. You're awfully quiet down there.
it looks like it. That's what makes it so dangerous. Let me show you what's coming, and more importantly, how to win what you're about to face. But first, let me show you that what I'm telling you actually works, because I can give you strategy all day, but if you don't believe it's it, you won't use it. Let me tell you about Sarah. That's not her real name, but this is the real story. 3 years ago, Sarah was sitting exactly where you are right now. Same pain, same confusion, same question. God, if I'm really chosen, why does my life look like this? November 14th, 2 o'clock in the morning. She's in her kitchen because she can't sleep again. The house is quiet. Everyone else is asleep. And she's staring at her laptop screen, looking at her bank account. $4.17. That's all she has. And rent is due in 3 days. $1,200. She doesn't have 1,200 cents. But $1,200. She closes the laptop, puts her head down on the table, and she does something she hasn't done in months. She cries. Not the quiet tears, the loud ones. The ones that come from so deep they sound like moaning. And through the crying, she prays. But it's not a nice prayer.
I know she better.
It's not a church. She says, God, if you're real, I need to show up before Friday. Next week. Not next month. Friday. Because if you don't, I'm done. I'm done believing. I'm done trusting. I'm done.
How you gave up before the age
And then she sits there in silence, waiting, looking, for something. Nothing happens. She goes to bed as
Kill confirmed.
wakes up at 7, goes to work like the world is morning. Smiles when people ask how she's doing. Says fine, like she didn't just give God a to Thursday. Still, bank account still says 417. No mysterious checks in the
Got the lead.
Friday morning, she wakes up and checks her account first thing. Still 417. And something in her the end of the account. First, was feeling hurt too much. She gets ready for work. Puts on the smile. Reverses the MIE she's supposed to tell them about. And she walks up to the but something makes her pause. Says, is this Sarah? And she says, yes. He says, this is going to sound
The guild reclaimed the lead.
Authorizing
turns out a relative should been someone she had once served at the reunion when she was 10, passed away and left her everything. Millions. Enough to cover bills, enough to breathe for the first time. Like day. 4 days after her 2 a.m. break. Sarah told me later. She said, let's think possibly about the shocking part is wonderful. She said, I'm forgetting the money. It's everything.
Hands up.
I'm the I've been fighting for so long to
Aren't this my science skills? Enemies took the lead. Make them regret it. Vetted one.
The confrontation form number 4. That's the one that takes out most warriors. So that we get pay close attention. The first 4
We got the advantage. Now we have to keep it.
Suddenly surface. Heard from in months.
Skewer incoming.
And it's going to be fun. And your first instinct is going to be to respond, because you've been lonely, you've been isolated. And finally, someone is reaching you. But here's what you need to understand.
Do unto others as you do unto you.
And it's something big. Maybe the post is to train you before you get there. Here's the warning sign. If the conversation quickly turns to them, their trouble, their crisis, the time. Damaging how it was the enemies forever. Not yet, and I know that sounds harsh, but you need to understand something. Not everyone who is with you in the valley is meant to be with you on the mountain. Some people are inside to preach. Without even needing to. 30 days. If the enemy send them, they'll disappear when you don't respond immediately. The second form of confrontation is the counterfeit breakthrough. This is when something good happens. The real thing is a distraction. The real thing. It looks like the answer to your prayer. It feels pleasant. And suddenly, at the end of this now. This is your own nature. Your spirit feels tricked. Something feels off. Exactly. Just. It's BAD. It's if you settle the good, you're going to get back to what you're supposed to be. The counter strategy. If you have to convince yourself that it's probably not. If you have to change the spirit of real breakthrough doesn't require to silence yourself. Real breakthrough aligns with what God already told you. The third form of meditation is the exhaustion language. This is when you suddenly feel tired. Suffering. Barely. Not because you're sick, but because your energy is just good. And you think, what's wrong with me? I was fine yesterday. Why? You're affected that requires it. It's trying to because you're too tired. It's trying to quit before you start. It's the exhaustion. It's not it's spiritual. Don't fight the exhaustion. The fourth form, and this is the most dangerous one. The fourth form is the doubt injection. This is when you suddenly start to not because you have new information, but because the enemy injects a thought that sounds like your thought. It sounds like this.
Game fix. Enemy LDBR inbound.
What if
Anderson marking care package DZ.
such clarity that you
Incoming napalm strike in your AO.
Here's why.
All day!
TACOM, need hard by the boat.
He doesn't have to find what you do. You'll sabotage yourself. The warning sign is this. The doubt comes suddenly.
Yeah, I'm not there for that shit.
One day you're confident in your calling. The next day you're convinced of harm. That speed is the sign. It's an injection, not a realization.
Skewer incoming.
Don't look for the truth before. Look to the word. And read it out loud. Don't argue with the doubt.
Clean it up, Black Ops. This isn't over yet.
Indeed, my address is And the scripture says they didn't stop building the fight. They fought while building the fight. The attack goes on and on. Things when urgent things suddenly appear army attention but don't deserve it. It's the crisis that pulls you away from your passive net. It's only animated.
Mission device. RTB kill team.
But it was never your time. Here's what it looks like. 5 minutes down to the field. And you're it's everything from believe that you've got the only solution to your son. Learn the difference between urgent and important. Urgent screams, important whispers. God's voice doesn't panic. The enemy's voice does. If it's creating anxiety and demanding immediate action, it's probably a distraction. The fixed form of computation is the premature zone. This is when you get so excited about what's coming that you announce it before it's time. You tell everyone. You post about it. You celebrate before it's actually done. And the moment you do, everything stops. The momentum dies. The door closes. The opportunity disappears. Because God changed his mind. Because he exposed it before it was ready. In 1 Peter 5:8, it says your enemy prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. But here's what most people miss. The Greek word for prowls there is peripateo. It means to walk in circles. Lions don't chase what they can't catch. They circle, looking for weakness, looking for an opening. And when you announce your blessing early, you give the enemy an opening. You show him exactly where to attack. The counter strategy: keep your mouth shut. I know it's hard. I know you're excited. But learn to celebrate in secret. Learn to praise God in private. There's a time to testify, but that time is after the victory is complete, while the battle is still being fought. The seventh form of computation, and this is the final one. The seventh form is the final test. This is when you face one last massive hit right before the breakthrough. Biggest attack you face.
Domination.
The
Move in and execute all missions.
It's so hard that the EMP
Locking down Bravo.
everything was getting better.
We lock down A.
One massive hit, bigger than anything you faced during the training.
Securing B.
Are you kidding me? I'm almost there, and this
Bravo is out.
yes, because the enemy knows you're almost there too, and he's
Bravo lost.
Damn, you already got me working up an appetite.
expected. Don't be surprised.
Bravo capture underway. We have lost the lead. All zones are being locked down.
The enemy is in panic. And here's Washington. Just 10, not 100. Just
Losing
one.
Alpha.
10.
We lost all zones.
Speed.
Taking B.
It's about refusing to quit when quitting would make sense. Now, you know the 7 forms.
Bravo zone secure.
But here's what I need from you to understand.
Locking down Charlie.
Enough. You need to know to turn every weapon into a weapon. How to take everything the enemy throws it against it. That's what I'm about to show you. The 3 phases.
Zone C secure.
It's everything. Most warriors spend their whole
Losing
lives
Bravo.
giving themselves.
We're losing Charlie.
They wear them.
We've lost Charlie.
They never devoid it. They survived hell, but they never learned how to use that survival as authority. And that's what I'm about to show you. Not just how to heal from what happened, but how to weaponize it. How to take the exact thing that you used to
Losing B.
and turn it into the exact thing that now gives you power. There are
All
three
zones
things
lost.
lost.
Hostile security inbound. Zone Charlie, locked down. Locking down Bravo. Bravo capture underway.
It's just pain with a better story. So listen carefully, because this is where most people get it wrong. The first phase is
lockdown.
This is where you stop hiding the wound. Stop pretending it didn't happen.
Losing Bravo.
Stop minimizing it. Stop saying, I'm fine, when you're not fine. And I'm not talking about announcing it to the world. I'm talking about acknowledging it to yourself first, and then to God. Here's what this looks like practically. You sit down, and you say out loud to the empty room if you have to. This is what happened to me. And you name it. Not with vague words, with specific words. Don't say, I went through a hard time. Say, I was betrayed by someone I trusted. I lost everything. I was abandoned when I needed help most. Whatever the truth is, say it out loud. Why? Because the wound can't be converted if it's still hidden. Weapons don't work in the dark. They have to be brought into the light to be sharp. And here's the common mistake people make in phase one. They acknowledge the wound, but they do it with shame. They say, yes, this happened, and I'm broken because of it. No. You acknowledge it with dignity. You say, yes, this happened, and I survived it. There's a difference. Shame keeps the wound open. Dignity starts the conversion. The second phase is extraction. This is where you pull the wisdom from pain. Because every wound you survived taught you something. And if you don't extract the lesson, you just have pain without purpose. Here's how you do this. You ask yourself 3 questions about the wound. What did this teach me? What did this reveal to me? And how has this made me stronger? Let me give you an example. Let's say you're wounded, betrayed. You loved, walked away. Phase 1. You acknowledged it. You said out loud, I was betrayed, and it almost destroyed me, but I survived. Now phase 2. What did this teach you? It taught you that not everyone who starts with you is meant to finish with you. It taught you that some people are only assigned to seasons, not lifetimes. It taught you how to discern who's real and who's just playing. Who did this reveal to you? It revealed that some people you thought were strong are actually weak. It revealed that your strength. It revealed that loyalty is rare, which makes it more valuable when you find it. How has this made you stronger? It made you selective. It made you discerning. It made you someone who doesn't give access easily. And that's not being cold. That's being wise. You see how that works? You're pulling wisdom from the wound. You're extracting value from pain. And once you have the wisdom, the pain starts losing its power over you. But here's the mistake people make in phase 2. They extract the wisdom, and then they stop there. They think, okay, I learned the lesson, I'm healed. No, learning the lesson is not the same as destroying the weapon. There's one more phase. The third phase is deployment. This is where you release the wisdom to others, not by telling your story necessarily, but by letting your scars speak without words. Let me explain what I mean. You're in a conversation with someone who's going through what you went through. Betrayal, whatever. And your first instinct is to say, I know how you feel. I went through the same thing. And your mouth opens to tell them your story, to explain how you survived, to give them hope by showing them you made it through. But then something stops you. Not fear, not shame, but a check in your spirit. And the Holy Spirit whispers, don't tell them, let them feel it. So instead of telling your story, you just sit with them in their head. You don't try to fix it, you don't rush to give advice, you just hold space. And here's what happens. They feel something from you. They can't name it, but they feel it. It's a calm, a strength, an energy that says, I'm where you are, and I'm proof you can survive this. You didn't say a word about your story, but your scar spoke. Your survival spoke. Your peace in the middle of chaos spoke louder than any testimony could. That's deployment. That's active, not you telling people what you saw, but people feeling the authority that comes from surviving without you having to say anything. And here's the truth most people don't understand. Testimony is not about sharing your story. Testimony is about being the truth that God keeps your promises. Your life is the testimony. Your presence is the testimony. Your survival is the testimony. Conversion isn't verbal, it's energetic. People don't need to hear what you've been through. They need to feel that you've been through something and came out stronger. In 2 Corinthians 1:4, Paul says, we comfort others with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. He wasn't speaking theoretically. He was literally using his current suffering to comfort future readers. The conversion happened during the trial, not after. His scars were already weapons. He just hadn't deployed them yet to the full extent. And the same is true for you. Your scars are already weapons. You just haven't deployed them yet. You've been waiting for the pain to stop before you use what it taught you. But the deployment doesn't wait for healing. The deployment is the healing. When you start using what you learned, that's when the wound fully closes, not before. Using it closes it. So here's what I need you to do. Now, think of your deepest wound, the one you've been hiding, the one you're ashamed of, the one you think is wrong. Got it? In your mind, not out your love. I want you to complete this task. Because of what I survived, I now carry the authority to blank. Fill in that blank.
Hey, let me get
what
that
authority did your survival give you? Authority to speak to people in pain. Authority to identify liars. Authority to endure when others quit.
That's what it means.
What is it? And once you identify it, I want you to type it in the comments. I carry the authority. Because when you declare it, you activate it. Now, while you've been watching this, something has been happening in the spiritual realm that you need to understand. This wasn't just a video you stumbled on. This was the divine. Something shifted. I'm going to activate it in a few minutes. But what shifted isn't what you expect. Check your life. Has anything changed since you started watching? You're warmer, or the new stuff. Those changes aren't random. Your spirit is responding to activation frequencies in this right now. As you're hearing these words, notice if there's a tingling in your fingertips. But some of you do. That tingling, that's not adrenaline. That's anointing. God is about to put something in your hands that most people can't hold. Your body is preparing for the weight of it. Feel that current running through your fingers. That's what happens first. And some of you, it's different. Not tight and sexy. The air is closed. That's not deep breathing. Hold what's about to be poured into you. Here's what you need to understand. It's when you recognize what you don't. That knowledge is already activated. Did it activate? Behind what should have killed you, the moment you chose what made more sense, the moment you took one more breath. If something was logical, the prophecy activated then. Aware of it. In Mark 11:24, Jesus said, "Whatever you ask in prayer, believe you have received it, have received, not will receive, not are receiving, received." The Greek verb there is lakon, and it's in the aorist. That means action already completed in the past. Jesus didn't say the blessing is come. He said it exists in completed form. It's not being written. It's not in progress. It's finished. You're just catching up to what already exists in the spiritual realm. And here's how you know it's already. In the next 7 days, you're going to see 3 specific signs. Specific signs. The first sign is the unexpected contact. It's going to reach out. Not this business I'm about to appear. This will be different. This person carries a key to your next level, and their timing will be so perfect. Coincidence. Favor. Something will work out in your favor that shouldn't have worked out. Roads will be open. A no intuition. And there will be no logical explanation. That's heaven confirming what I just is the internal shift. You're going to wake morning in the next 7 days and nothing your circumstances, you like a weight you didn't even know you were carrying, just be releasing so the new identity can lock in. Watch for these 3 signs, and when they show up, don't dismiss them as coincidence. Recognize them as confirmation. The prophecy is active, the activation is live. But here's what most people don't know. Sarah's breakthrough took 90 days. But there's another story about someone whose timeline was even faster. 11. His name is Marcus. Same pattern. But Marcus had something Sarah didn't have in her first breakthrough. And what he had that's accelerated everything. And I've not because if you have what Marcus had, 90 days or 11 days, to be shorter than both. And here's how you'll know if you have it. Marcus was different from Sarah in one way. See, Marcus already knew it had activated. He wasn't. He was watching to see what it was already doing. And that one shift in perspective changed his entire timescale. Let me show you exactly what happened. Day 1, Marcus gets the download. The same download you just got. It's the future. It's past. That is the box really proved he's the smartest one. And instead of saying, okay, he said, if that's true, then I need to start acting like it's true. Waiting to act like it. Acting like it right now. Day 2, he wakes up, and the first is coming already is what I'm becoming. I am. Says before his feet hit the floor. Someone manipulate him. Old connection. Familiar voice. Isolation. I warned you about. Marcus would have answered, would have felt obligated to help. But this time, he remembers the strongest one. Warriors don't get drained by people who think something. So he didn't answer, and he felt no guilt about it. Day 4, the counterfeit breakthrough shows up. Job offer, not the dream job, but a job. Decent pay, benefits. And the enemy whispers, you better take this now. This is your only shot. But Marcus remembered what I said. If you have to ignore that, stop. And there was a check. So he said, no. He trusted that the real thing was coming. It's us. What if I'm wrong? What if I just turned down a good opportunity for a fantasy? What if this whole strongest warrior thing is just me lying to myself? But instead of arguing with the doubt, he pulled out his phone, opened his notes app, read what he wrote on day one. Before the doubt came, the truth God told him when his mind was clear. Read it out. The doubt didn't disappear. It lost. Day 6. The sphere. He can't explain it. Like something's about to break open. And instead of being afraid of it, he gets excited. Because he recognizes it. That's preparation. Day 7. Tuesday. He's in his trunk. Hasn't even put it in the coffee in the cup holder. Engine running. Rings. Unknown. He doesn't answer those. Scammers. His thumb hovers over the define button. Something makes him stop. Otherwise, that says, this one matters. Answer. He presses accept. On the other end, words, the tricks, everything. We've been looking for someone like you. Marcus doesn't say anything for 3 full seconds, because those 7 words just confirmed everything that's been for the last 7 days. And it's moving faster than he thought. The voice continues, explains that they found his name through a connection he forgot he even had. Explains that they have an opening for a position he didn't even know existed. Explains that the pay is making this by end of week. Marcus says yes before the call even ends. By day 11, he synced the contract, started the new job, and his entire life was different than it did 11 days ago. 90 days, 11. And here's what Marcus told me when I asked him, what made your timeline so much faster than Sarah's? He said, Sarah was waiting for confirmation that the prophecy was real. I started acting like it was already real. At the time, I acted like it was true. The evidence showed I to prove it. That's the key. That's the thing that accelerates everything. It's not waiting for proof before you believe. It's acting on belief. And when you do that, the proof is now in its time. I will hasten to read that and think it's a contradiction. How can there be a hastening? How can it be scheduled? Contradiction. There's a paradox. And here's what it means. The Hebrew word for hasten there is choose. It means to pretty quickly. God is saying, when you have eyes, into days. Days was the step time. Months. Days was the hasten. Both were God. Both were real. But Marcus tapped into something Sarah didn't have yet in her first breakthrough. And if you have what Marcus had, if you're acting like the seems instead of waiting for it to prove itself, your timeline will be days. It's be 11 days. Be sure. The moment you stop, the strongest warrior. They're ready. Release everything. Which means what happens after the breakthrough is not the end. It's the beginning. And what comes after breakthrough is vindication. Now, I need to address something that's probably been burning in your chest this whole time. It's an idiot. You've been faithful. You've survived when others wish. But there are people wants them to see. You want them to know they were wrong about you. You want them to regret what they did. You want justice. And I'm here to tell you that desire is not ungodly. It's justice. He doesn't just vindicate you in heart, but vindicates others. And if you misunderstand what, you'll miss it when it shows up. So let me show you 3 levels of vindication. At vindication level 3, that's the one that will shock you the most, because it involves the exact people.
Yeah, I know when I need your money. I know when I need your money.
This is when God repays you. Not through people, not through service. When you wake up one day and realize, I have more now than I had before I lost everything on this day. God didn't just replace what was, because it happens between you and and that's enough for this level. This level usually happens first, and it's testing something. It's testing whether you can be blessed without needing witnesses. Received from God's hand. To see it and enjoy it. You're not ready for level 2 yet. Vindication is public acknowledgement. This is public stuff. Not because you're announcing it. It's undeniable. You already were something different. They can't put their finger on it. Yourself. The authority does not arrogant. It's those of you are now used to dismiss you are now paying attention. This is personality. Your identity that was always yours. This is the level where favor chases you. Opportunities find you. Doors open that you didn't even knock on. And people start saying, so because you didn't hustle for it. Yes. But yes, too. They think this is the vindication of living politics. Start trying to maintain these. Start being who people now think they are, instead of who God made them. And when you do that, you get stuck at level 2, into level 3. The level is empty. Becomes sentence for you. Not because you convinced them, not because you proved yourself, but because what God did in you and thought is so undeniable that even your enemies can't anymore. The person who betrayed you, think about what God did in your life. Jealousy. They were on the wrong side of the device. Soon, maybe years from now, they're going to reach out, not to ask for forgiveness necessarily, but to acknowledge. And I was wrong. You don't understand. Anyway, not for your sake. It's for contemplation. In Genesis 5, God says, I will restore to you the years the locusts have eaten. And everyone quotes that verse when they want to talk about restoring. Verse 26 says, and be satisfied. You will see the next of God has dealt wondrously with you. Put to shame. Catch that. It's not just getting back what you lost. It's eating until you're overflows. It's abundance until you're satisfied. And it comes with a promise. Never again put to shame. That's the It's not just payback, it's overflow with a protective gap. Scripture, you'll see this again and again. Joseph went from the pit to the palace, and when he got to the palace, he didn't just get the position. What was stolen? His brothers stole it. That's the vindication. Job lost everything: health, wealth, family, reputation. But God didn't just restore it. Twice as much wealth. And the people who accused him, David was hunted by Saul for years. He just become king after Saul died. King Israel ever had. And Saul's own son became David's best friend. That's conversion. The pattern is clear. God doesn't just restore, he multiplies what was stolen, and he makes your enemies is essentially all the money. But that's not the vindication. The vindication is virtue, and you feel nothing. Just genuine indifference to their opinion of you. It's when their approval doesn't make you feel validated, and their rejection doesn't make you feel. Because what God said about you is so loud, what they say is just background noise. That's the vindication. Your indifference to their opinion is the loudest testimony of something that's I need you to feel your anger, not suppress it, utilize it, feel it. If you're able to clench your fists right now, let yourself remember who wronged you, betrayed you, walked away when you needed them most. Feel that heat rising in your chest. That anger is valid. God is not offended by it. Your anger doesn't disqualify you. It qualifies you for vindication. Now, slowly open your hands as you release your fist. Say this either out loud or in your mind. This anger is valid. God is handling it. Feel that release. That's you giving God permission to execute justice on your behalf. You don't have to carry the anger anymore. You don't have to court revenge. You don't have to prove anything. God is handling it. And here's what's about to happen. The vindication is already in motion. And in the next 30 days, you're going to consider But there's one more upgrade that is before one is executed. Because you're not just a there's a you're excellent. And this crap, it's not like any crap. Let me show you what it is. It's already on this point has been about you. It was all about basis. What I'm about to tell you now is not about surviving, it's about ruling. Because there's a shift that has to happen. The IS. It's also the way yet, because you're so let me show you what I mean. So next and you don't care if it's wherever you are. Whenever big things get better, just a bit. Just aligned, shoulders back, just open, head level, eyes forward. not looking down at your problems, looking straight at your future. That's not arrogance, that's dignity, and your body needs it. Because where you're going requires you to carry yourself like someone who knows their worth. This is the possibility. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because you know who you are in the kingdom. You're not a servant, a daughter, and the best. They don't grovel. They don't apologize for taking not over people, over the things God gave them dominion over. Now, I want you to visualize something. Close your eyes if you're able. If you're driving, keep them open. But imagine this in your mind. Picture yourself 6 months from now. You're in the same room you're in right now. But the energy is different. You're different. Not because you tried to be different, but because you've been walking in this identity for 6 months. Someone walks in, someone who used to be able to disrespect you, used to be able to dismiss you, used to be able to treat you like you don't matter. And they try it again. They say something cutting, something mean to make you feel small. But here's what happens. You don't flinch. You don't defend. You don't even respond with words. You just look at them. And in that look, they feel something. They feel the shift. They feel the authority. And without you saying a word, they backtrack. They soften. They suddenly remember that you're not who you used to be. That you carry something now that makes casual disrespect impossible. That's the crown. That's what it does. It changes how people approach you. Not because you became mean, but because you carry a frequency now that demands respect without you having to demand it. And here's the part that's going to break the lie you've been believing. You thought the crown was a reward for doing more, for growing more, for proving yourself more. But the crown is not a reward. It's a recognition. God is not waiting for you to be ready. He's waiting for you to realize you already are. The authority is active. You're just not using it yet. You're still operating like a warrior when you've been promoted to monarch. You're still fighting battles you could end with a word. You're still hustling for things you could decree into existence. Kings don't hustle. Kings decree. And what they decree happens because they carry the authority to back the decree. And before you say, but I'm not a king, let me show you what Scripture says. In Revelation 3:21, Jesus says to the one who is victorious, I will give the right to sit with me on my throne. Now, the reason there for sit with me is cod6, and it doesn't mean you get to visit the throne room. It means you get a seat, a permanent position. You're not a guest, you're a co-regent. Jesus is not saying, you can come, look at my throne. He's saying, to seat, a permanent position throne. Now, the Greek there for sit with me is cod6, and it doesn't mean you get to visit the throne room. It means you get a seat, a permanent position. You're not a guest, you're a co-regent.
Hey.
Jesus is not saying, come, look at my throne. He's saying, you get to sit with me. We rule together. Shared authority. The invitation has already been extended. The seat has already been assigned. The crown has already been placed. You're just not sitting in the chair because you're still standing at attention. But the orders changed. You're not a foot soldier anymore. You're commissioned. And commissioned leaders don't wait for permission. They just use it. So here's what you need to do starting right now. When you walk into a room, walk in like you own the atmosphere. Not in pride, but in authority. You're not there to absorb whatever energy is present. You're there to set the energy. When you speak, speak like your words carry weight. Because they do. You're not giving opinions anymore. You're releasing decrees. And decrees don't ask, they establish. when someone tries to pull you back into OLD dynamics, into OLD roles. You don't argue, you just don't participate. You don't have to explain why you're different now. Your presence explains it. That's what wearing the crown looks like. It's not external. It's not a physical object. It's an internal knowing that shifts how you move through the world. But knowing you have the crown is not enough. You need instructions. You need to know what to do in the next 30 days, because the crown gives you authority, but the instructions tell you where to deploy that authority.
Much longer in bed, and this is how we did it. If your man is struggling with a new class, and you're anxious about it, that's our plus MX control through HIMS changed everything for us. It's made with the same active ingredients as Cialis plus PE treatment. So now my body is getting stronger erections and we're having longer lasting sex. You just filled out this intake form to get started, and the whole process is 100% online. A licensed provider recommended the right personalized treatment for my husband and his needs. And the pills sugar-free and discreet packaging getting prescribed. No office visits, pharmacy pickups, or insurance required.
My husband has been ejaculating so quickly and then gets anxious about it. Our sex life is starting to feel unusual.
That used to be me and my husband before I discovered this treatment through him. Sex plus MS control, I swear it saved our sex. It's not the same active ingredient as Cialis and really MS treatment, so it helps him stay large and last longer.
He has to go to a doctor's office. My husband would be way too wet.
No joke, it's 100% online, and if he gets a prescription, the pills are delivered right to your door with free shipping, no insurance.
That can't actually be affordable though, right?
Actually, they cost less than a lawyer's super desk.
And then like right now, he's getting started today.
So what happens is that the free online assessment through HIMS and a licensed medical provider reviews his info and prescribes him SX plus Primex control. The process was simple. I mean, he never had to set foot in a doctor's office or a pharmacy because everything happened just greasily 100% online. So no money on it. They even ship the package right to our door. It's free shipping and prescribed. The pill combines the same active ingredient as Cialis plus PE treatment all in one. So now he's getting stronger erection. And we're having longer lasting sex. Seriously, we struggled with EPA and early climax for years. But our sex life has completely changed now. What if we look into this sooner? If you're ejaculating early in 2025, don't be ashamed, but know this. SexRx plus Primex control through HIMS combines the same active ingredients as Cialis and PE treatment to help men stay hard and last longer. The whole process is 100% online. No in-person visits, costs less than a lotto ticket per day, and no insurance required, with free shipping right to your door if prescribed.
Okay, so my husband has this one habit of ejaculating due to the overtime wave stress. I can tell you it doesn't matter to me if he needs to go for it, but he was always too embarrassed. Until this, SX was control by the is a compounded medication that revolutionized person's life. It combines active ingredients for erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation, for stronger erections and longer lasting sex all in one. So he's ready to go, and the whole process was 100% online, so there would not be a doctor's visit. It's delivered right to your door for free if prescribed, no insurance needed. And let's just say we're take the free assessment and get started today.
The police officer at the scene told me to never sue the driver who crashed into me after my car accident. I took his advice and got $100,000 for my accident without suing, without going to court, and without dealing with insurance directly. At first, I thought he was out of his mind. Everyone sues after accidents, right? That's just what you do. That's how you get justice. That's how you get paid. But this officer looked at me and said, you can do it that way if you want. Spend the next year and a half in court. Pay thousands up front. Hope it works out. Or I can tell you about something most people don't know exists. I asked him what he meant. He said police officers see hundreds of car accidents. They see what happens to victims who sue. Most of them wait over a year, spend thousands, and end up frustrated. But then he started hearing about accident victims who were getting massive payouts in as little as 30 days without suing anyone. No court, no insurance battles. Just results. He called it the cheat code for getting paid after an accident. I was skeptical, but I figured if a police officer who sees this stuff every day is telling me there's a better way, maybe I should listen. If you've been in any car accident in the past year, even as a passenger, you need to hear what he told me, because it completely changed how I handled my case, and it could do the same for you. Here's what that police officer understood that most people don't. Suing feels like the right move, but it's actually the slowest, most expensive path to getting compensated. While you're spending 12 to 18 months in court, paying upfront legal fees, dealing with endless paperwork, there are people getting 6- and 7-figure checks in as fast as 30 days using a completely different approach. So what's this cheat code he was talking about? It's called the 2025 Crash Connect Compensation Program. He literally told me about this program that was just launched and has been helping so many accident victims claim the massive payouts they could be owed in as fast as 30 days. Without suing, without court, without insurance battles. And what happened to Marcus? His accident was 9 months ago. Everyone told him to sue. Then Marcus ran into a police officer friend at a barbecue who told him the same thing that officer told me. There's a cheat code for this. Marcus checked if he qualified for the program. Never filed a lawsuit, never went to court. Marcus got $150,000 in 38 days using this method the officer recommended. I'll link the qualification tool I used below. Click the link around this video. Just use it. Answer 4 straightforward questions about your accident. Nothing confusing. Takes about 30 seconds and it will instantly show you if you qualify. If you qualify, an accident specialist will help you get your payout for free. They reach out. You tell them what happened. They take over from there. You could have your check in as little as 30 days. You pay absolutely nothing unless you actually receive compensation. That police officer was right. This felt like a cheat code compared to what everyone else goes through. No months of court dates, no thousands in upfront legal costs, no wondering when it will finally be over. Just the maximum compensation you may be owed delivered in as little as 30 days. Most people will spend years doing it the hard way because nobody's there to tell them there's an easier path. They don't get that conversation with a police officer who's seen it all. But you're getting that information right now. Here's what you need to know.
I'm about to give you 5 orders, not suggestions, not recommendations, orders. And these orders are for the next 30 days. They're specific, they're time sensitive, and they're non-negotiable if you want to step fully into what's waiting for you. As I give you each order, I want you to nod. I don't care if anyone's watching you. Nod. Because the nod is your signature. It's you saying, I receive this order. I will obey this order. The nod is a covenant between you and heaven. The first order covers days 1 through 7. This is the silence order. For the next 7 days, you are not to announce anything, not your breakthrough. Don't care how much you want to share, keep your mouth shut. Post nothing on social media about what God is doing. Tell no one about the shift you're feeling. Why? Because premature announcement gives the enemy an opening. He can't stop what's coming, but he can delay it if you expose it too early. Think of it like a pregnancy. You don't announce in the first trimester. You wait until the baby is viable, until it can survive outside the womb. Same principle here. The breakthrough is forming, but it's not ready to be announced yet, so you protect it by keeping silent. And if someone asks why you seem different, just smile and say, God is doing something. That's IT. No details. How do you know you passed this order when day 7 ends and you didn't post, didn't tell, didn't leak anything? Success is measured by your silence. What happens if you disobey? The breakthrough still comes, but it gets delayed, sometimes by weeks, sometimes by months. Your impatience costs you time. Now, NOD, if you receive that order. The second order covers days 8 through 14. This is the pruning order. During this week, you're going to cut specific things and specific people. And I'm not talking about toxic people you already know you need to release. I'm talking about good people who are not assigned to your next season. People you like, people who aren't hurting you, but they're not supposed to go where you're going. Here's how you'll know who to cut.
A form of ketamine was rated SPA's under pressure.
Shit, more like you. More like you. Why would I gotta cut my dad off when I could just fucking leave you behind?
You must first understand your husband.
You don't even profit the kingdom. Why would I fucking leave my dad and fucking accept you? Are you fucking crazy? I'd never do that.
shape product that are due suppressors,
Wait a minute.
and visual depression or anxious thought patterns. This is why talk therapy.
Name keeps coming up in the spirit of the sense of weight. That's the fire, not anger. Weight, like you're carrying them and it's getting heavier. Cut the connection. Withdraw. Not with explanation, just distance. Stop initiating contact. Stop being available every time they call. Create space. And cut the habits that belong to the old season. The way it used to cope. The way it used to nod. The way it used to escape. Simple. It's just a distraction from your assignment. Why? Because what's coming next requires focus. You don't have yet. And you won't get that focus until you remove what's draining it. How do you know you passed? The day 14 ends and you feel lighter. You can breathe deeper. That lightness is proof. You cut what needed cutting. What happens if you disobey? You drag dead weight into the new season. And dead weight slows you down. You still get there. But you exhausted when you arrive. Now, NOD if you receive that order. The third order covers days 15 through 21. This is the preparation. This is when you expect the actors to prepare for what's coming. Now, the Holy Spirit is going to give you custom instructions this week. But here are the what most of you will receive. Organize your space. If the environment reflects your mental state, if it's chanting, clean it. If it's cluttered, clear it. Make room for the new. Finish what you started.
How would y'all like some? Just how would y'all like some now? How would y'all like it?
This is not about doing or exercise. That's not specifically about that. This is about what's. Your body has been running fuels. And what's coming? Well, that's energy. You don't have been reserved yet. So rest deeply, intentionally. Why? Because preparation is a signal to heaven that you're ready. And heaven doesn't release the next thing until you prepare for the next thing. You know it fast. When you can look around your life and everything feels aligned, organized, complete, ready for it. What happens if you disobey? The blessing comes and you're not ready to hold it. So it is. You get the opportunity, but you're too disorganized to maximize it. Now, NOD.
Hope you enjoy this pocket of perdition. It's where you'll dwell for the rest of your miserable days.
This is the testing order. You should hear me on this one. This is the enemy. Respect the energy. You're going to face the demon forces. Station I already showed you. They're all going to hit in the same nation. Counterfeit. Exhaustion. DOPT. Destination. Premature celebration. Final test. All bit. Into 7 days.
Well, look at you refusing to give up the ghost. I like me some feisty dinner guests.
You quit when you're inches from the victory. So here's your counter strategy. Expect it, don't be surprised. When it hits, recognize it, say out loud. This is day 22 through 28. I was told this was this is the testing order. Pass it, and then you just hold your position, one day at a time, one thief at a time. Why does that? Because the final test is your route to the final reward. It's not punishment, it's confirmation. How do you know you passed? If day 28 ends, and you're still standing, still believing, still forward. What happens if you quit? You have to repeat the cycle
over the years.
Day 1,
Deserter,
day 15,
scourge,
you lose 2
song,
weeks of
purified, flame.
If you receive that order.
But if you need a
The fifth
label,
and final order of this day
go
is
ahead and call me
first. Next order is when you step into the new season. And it's only 2 days because
That's the sound of success.
day 29 something clicks to feel it. The door opens like permission being granted. And on day 30 you take the action God has been holding you back. You submit the application, you have the conversation, you launch the thing. Not because you're ready in your mind, but because heaven just gave you the green light. And when heaven says go, you don't hesitate. Why only 2 days? Because once the preparation is complete, once you've passed the test, the release is immediate. You don't need a month to transition, you need a moment. How do you know you passed? When day 30 ends and you've moved, you didn't delay, you didn't second guess. You were waiting to go signal. What happens if you disobey? You miss the window, and you have to wait for the next cycle, which could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be a year. Now, NOD if you receive that order. These 5 orders are your deployment instructions, and they're not optional, they're mandatory if you want to step foot into what God has prepared. Now, in Joshua 1:3, God told Joshua, every place that you have put I have given you. Notice the text. I have given you this text. The land was already theirs. But they still have to walk it out. Future action, past performance. That's where you are right now. The breakthrough is yours. Already given. But you have to walk it out. These 30 days are your walking it out. And once you do, once you complete these 5 orders, everything shifts on the regulations because you can be trusted with what's next. But before we go any further, before we seal this with what's going to activate everything, I need you to understand the weight of this moment. This is not just another video you watched. This is not just information you received. What happened in the time you've been listening is spiritual transaction. And I need to show you just change. Remember where you were when you started this message. Remember what you were feeling. The doubt, the exhaustion, the question burning in your chest. Am I really the strongest possible? Just telling myself that to still the pain. Now feel where you are right now. Something shifted, didn't it? Not in your circumstances, in you. Your chest feels different. The feeling is deeper. There's a clarity in your mind that wasn't there an hour ago. That shift, that wasn't inspiration. That was transformation. Your frequency changed. And when your frequency changes, reality has to reorganize itself to match the new frequency. Here's what just happened while you were listening. The prophecy about you being the strongest warrior, it activated, not because I said some magic words, but because you recognized what was already true. And recognition is the trigger that releases what was locked. You came in here as a survivor, someone who's been fighting just to make it through, but you're leaving as a soldier, someone who doesn't fight to win, someone who fights to win. Because the victory was already declared the moment you survived what should have destroyed you. Every wound you carry, every betrayal you endured, wisdom, every loss you survived, nothing was wasted, everything was weaponized, and now you know how to deploy it. The 5 layers of invisible armor, active.
2 weeks after delivering this message, watch this before they delete it.
This cancer function is an attempt by Thursday, an initial Wednesday, with a attempt to use this as individual.
Shut up! That's goddamn motherfucking leeches, bitch.
You're a sealer. The 5 protocols in motion. The 7 forms of confrontation. You have the practice for everyone. The 3 levels of indication. In the next 30 days. It's not on its way. It's on. You just couldn't feel the weight until now. But you feel it now, don't you? That shift in how you see yourself. That's the locking into place. You're not the same person who started watching this, and you're never going back to who you were. The old identity just released, and the new identity just locked in. There's no reversing this. You're locked into this frequency now, and in 60 seconds, I'm going to seal everything with a prayer. This is not me asking God to do something. This is me decreeing what He already said. This is not begging, this is activating. So before we start, I need you to prepare yourself. Because what's about to happen in the next few minutes is not optional. This is mandatory. This is your commissioning ceremony. And after this prayer, you don't get to go back to operating like a victim. You don't get to go back to waiting for permission. You are being released into your assignment. Now, are you ready? If you're able to, sit up, straight, feet flat on the ground. If you can't sit up, that's fine. Just be as present as you can be. Thumbs up or thumbs down, it doesn't matter. Just open, clenched, closed, open to receive. This is not a bedtime prayer. This is not a comfort prayer. This is an activation ceremony. And in the next few minutes, something in the spirit realm is going to lock into place. You're going to feel it. And when you feel it, don't resist it. Let it happen. I'm about to pray for you and over you. But I'm also going to pray with you. So when I say declare, you declare it with me, out loud. If you're alone, in your mind. If you're not, you participate. This is not passive. This is active. Here we go. In the name of Yeshua, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the one who conquered death and holds the keys to hell and the grave, the one whose name is above every name. In his authority I stand. In his power I speak. In his victory I decree. Now, in this exact moment, heaven is not in maintenance mode. The courts of glory are in session, and your case is being heard. Not because you were being judged, but because you were being promoted. The angels are watching. The cloud of witnesses is present. And the Father himself is leaning forward to hear what's about to be declared over you. I call into this moment the presence of the Holy Spirit, not as a guest, but as the activator of everything that's about to be released. Later, now, breathe on this chosen one. Breathe life, breathe fire, breathe authority. Portals are opening right now. Not symbolic portals, real ones. The barrier between the seen and the unseen is thinning. And what's about to be released from the throne is going to break every ceiling, every limitation, every delay that's been holding this warrior back. Heaven is ready. The question is, are you ready? Father, you see this chosen one. You've watched every step they've taken, every battle they've fought. You saw them in that bedroom 2 years ago when they almost gave up. You saw them in that car when they couldn't stop. You saw them on their KNES when they didn't even have words left to pray. You know about the 3 a.m. moments when sleep couldn't come because the weight was too heavy. You know about the shower where they left the water room so no one could hear them. You know about the parking lot where they sat because they couldn't face going home. You counted every tear. You heard every groan. You felt every moment. They wanted to quit, but couldn't. Not because they were strong, but because you wouldn't let them. You held them together when they were falling apart. You saw when everyone else left, and the stopped dreaming, and the invitation stopped. And they realized they were fighting battles completely alone. You saw that, and you didn't abandon them.
choose the focus on this. This edited version is not tougher. You trust the change to the queen more than the old expensive radical Earth. King's name stripped of insurance into his books. Ethiopia never crowned. All of the top alliance of us was smoother than under the struggle. Iraq is still there. The Bulutulese is still there. The Ashton is still there. Now see.
Well, why your hair is going
to you were positioning them. You know about the financial devastation, the bills they couldn't pay, the needs they couldn't meet, the shame of having nothing.
What apologize, bitch?
You should apologize for the accounting $4, and you heard the dream, the one that sounded more like a ultimatum than a request. You know about the one that came from someone they trusted, someone they loved, someone they would have done it for. And you watched them try to understand how someone could walk away like they meant nothing. You felt that wound, because that wound was yours first before it was theirs. You know about the loss of the dream.
You ain't gonna shoot the man, oh my God!
You watched it die.
Believe y'all motherfuckers.
You held their heart when they had to keep living.
All y'all motherfuckers is shit.
Their name was dragged from the mud, and they couldn't defend themselves because the truth was too high in the first place. And you know about the silence, because the secret is feeling the ship that felt empty. That's when they begged you to speak and heard nothing. You know about that. Because that silence was theirs, that was trust. You trusted them to carry the weight until the appointed time. I acknowledge before heaven and earth, this warrior has earned their scars. They have survived what most people would never even face. They have carried burdens they were never meant to carry alone. But they did. They're still here, still standing, still believing, and that is now, Father, I seal what you have spoken. I seal what has been revealed in this hour. I seal the truth. The prophecy about this chosen one is not future tense, it is past tense. The prophecy already manifested the moment they survived what should have killed them. They are not waiting to become the strongest warrior, they already are the strongest warrior. I seal that identity into their spirit right now. I seal the revelation of the strongest warrior vindication sequence, that their survival was not a test. It was a showcase, that God didn't send them through hell to see if they were strong. He sent them through hell to prove to the kingdom of darkness that they are untouchable. I seal the 5 layers of invisible armor, the immunity to rejection, the resistance to manipulation, the unshakable identity, the discernment of spirits, and the authorization of God's servants. These layers are permanent. They do not come off when the blessing comes. They are sealed into their being. I seal the 7 clearance levels. Declare that this chosen one is now operating at level 7, governmental anointing. They are not a worker in the kingdom. They are a ruler. They carry authority that reshapes territories. When they walk into a room, the spiritual atmosphere changes. When they speak, things move in the unseen realm. I seal the 5 protocols that are now in motion. The solar mission protocol. They are learning to hear your voice without human confirmation. The silence protocol. They are obeying the last thing you said while they wait for the next thing. The accelerated time protocol. What used to take years is now happening in weeks. The authority installation. People are responding to them differently because they carry a frequency that demands respect. And the resource redistribution protocol. The OLD streams have dried up because the new streams are about to open. I seal the 7 forms of confrontation and the strategies for each one. The isolation trap. They will not answer when trainers for service. The counterfeit breakthrough. They will not settle for good when you advocate. The exhaustion ambush, they recognize it as spiritual attack and they rest anyway. The doubt injection, they repeat what you said before the doubt came and declare it out loud. The description. They know the difference between urgent and important. The premature celebration. They will keep their mouth shut till the victory is complete. And the final test. They expect it and they take one more step. I steal the rebate conversion process. Acknowledgement. They will stop hiding their wounds and name them with dignity. Extraction. They will pull wisdom from every pain and deploy them. They will let their spirit speak without words. Their presence will be the testimony. I seal the 3 levels of indication. Restoration. You are repaying them directly with more than they had before. With acknowledgement, others are about to see the upgrade, and it will be undeniable. And enemy conversion. The people who oppose them will become witnesses for them. I seal the crown of invincibility. It is not. It is already on their head. They are not operating as a warrior. They are operating as royalty, as a co-regent with Christ, seated with you in heavenly places, in with authority. I seal the 30-day marching orders, days 1 through 7, the final order, they will not announce. Days 8 through 14, the pruning order, they will cut what needs cutting. Days 15 through 21, the preparation order, they will organize, finish, and rest. Days 22 through 28, the testing order, they will stand when everything hits. Days 29 and 30, the release order, they will move when you give the green light. And now, Father, I bind the spirit of doubt that whispers this is too good to be true. I bind the spirit of fear that says they're not ready for blessing. I bind the spirit of shame that keeps them hiding their wounds instead of weaponizing them. I bind the spirit of unworthiness that makes them question why they were chosen. I bind the delayed tactics of the enemy, every distraction, every false urgency, every counterfeit opportunity.
This to ejaculate prematurely, so this. My God, is ejaculating so fast and we get so anxious about it, it's starting to feel immature. What happens to being a marriage husband before it's better than given it to parents? Sex life, control, I swear it saved our sex life. It has the same active ingredient as fellas and early times.
Fuck y'all sex life, bitch!
In the name of Yeshua, I bind every voice that tries to pull them back into victim mentality. Every voice that says wait on her. Every voice that says you're not called. Every voice that says you've imagined it. Silence. Powerless. And now I declare, not I pray, not I hope, not I ask. I declare that within the next 7 days, this chosen one will see the first sign. The unexpected contact.
Hostiles have captured
They
the
haven't heard
hard
from
point.
will be
Hardpoint
and that
identified.
person carries the key to their next level. The timing will be so perfect they will know what to do.
Hardpoint.
I declare that within the next 14 days, they will see the unusual favor. A door that should have been closed a no will turn into a yes, and there will be no
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
That's heaven confirming what was just revealed. I declare that within the next 21 days, they will wake up one morning and feel the internal shift of their circumstances. Then they will feel lighter,
Hostiles have captured
like
the
the
hard
weight
point.
they didn't even know they were carrying just lifted. That's the old identity releasing. Declare that within the next 30 days, all 3 levels of vindication will begin to
Hardpoint locked
manifest.
down.
Public restoration will hit their account. Public acknowledgement will
Enemy
shift how
UAV
people see
inbound.
them, and enemy
Hardpoint located.
conversion will begin in the hearts of those who oppose them. I declare accelerated timeline. What took 7 days and what took Marcus 11 days will happen even faster for this chosen one, because they're not waiting for proof before they believe. They're acting like it's already true. And every kind of faith. I declare supernatural doors opening that they didn't even knock on.
Enemy hull operational
Opportunities
above.
finding them. Favor chasing them. Sources they didn't even know existed. I declare divine people at the right time, aligned, anointed, assigned to their next season. No more traitors, no more falsehoods, only kingdom connections. I declare the restoration of everything the locusts have eaten, not just getting back what they lost, keeping up with their sacrifice.
Hardpoint locked down.
Your name and
Hardpoint active.
never again put to
Hostiles
shame.
have the hardpoint.
I declare that is active. The authority is on.
Hardpoint is secure.
They are surviving.
Hostiles have captured the
They are
hardpoint.
ruling. As it is
Hardpoint locked down.
written in Isaiah 43:19.
Hostiles
See,
have the
I'm
hardpoint.
doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not
Prey
perceive
authorizing
it?
UAV
I'm
mission.
making a way in the
Tackle.
wilderness and
Prey
streams
requesting
in a wasteland.
UAV.
I declare, the new thing is manifesting right now. As it is written in Joel 28, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions. I declare the outpouring is happening in this chaos of lives today. Now, hold on. I need to need you to answer. Loud if you're low. In your mind if you're not. Would you
Hostiles have
answer?
captured the hardpoint.
Will you carry this crown with dignity? Will you walk in this authority without apology? Will you stop fighting like a victim and stop ruling like a king? Are you ready to stop surviving and stop winning? If your answer is yes, say it. Let heaven hear you. Let the enemy hear you. Let your own spirit hear you commit. Heaven just heard your yes. The angels just witnessed your covenant. The Father just sealed your commitment. There's no going back from this moment. You're locked in. The transaction is
Enemy hull
complete.
inbound.
The activation is done.
You're being outplayed.
You are dismissed.
Step it up.
Caesar. You are dismissed.
Hardpoint is secure.
You are
Hardpoint
dismissed.
identified.
Phase. You are dismissed. The identity of almost there. You are dismissed. Waiting.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
You are released into your
Hardpoint
reigning
active.
season. You are released with full authority to use everything I just gave you. You are released to You are released. You are released to execute the 30-day orders. You are released. Go and take your territory. Go and use your authority.
Hostile
Go
UAV
walk
established
in the
overhead.
identity that was sealed in his mouth. You are not who you were. You are who you were. So say amen yet. Let this festival sit in this silence for 10 seconds. Feel the shift. Feel the weight. Feel the activation. This is what commission feels like.
Enemy RCXD detected. Hardpoint located.
Now, amen and amen. It is done.
Rest and recuperate. Tomorrow you'll be running drills until you're gone.
Off-gauge autoloader.
Hearing these words, it's not a coincidence. Something powerful is moving in the nature of the world. And it's calling it out. Since the day you were born, the God of the nations has been watching over you. He's in your tongues, your regrets, your fiery prayers.
Signing on
He
board.
was and the day has never came. And now
Sniper
he wants
south.
to
Move.
speak. My name is Angela. I've been connected to the angelic realm for over 40 years. Today I was chosen to deliver a message meant for you.
See, I'm not referring to physical opportunity. There was no one in them. I'm referring to that devastating kind of loneliness where you were surrounded by people, but none of them can understand what you were going through. You scream for help, the words come out of your mouth, but no one seems to really hear. Let me reveal something to you that is going to completely change how you see that solitude. It wasn't abandonment, it was the final exam. And exactly 7 days ago, without you knowing it, without ceremony, without human witnesses, you passed it. You passed with such a high grade that the celestial courts had to convene an emergency meeting to decide what to do with you. Because your level of spiritual maturity has no precedent in your personal timeline. And tonight, exactly at 3:33 in the morning, something is going to happen that only occurs when a soul completes its spiritual initiation. Heaven is going to crown you. I am not talking about pretty symbolism or poetic metaphor. I am revealing the real event in invisible dimensions where celestial authorities are going to officially recognize that you completed your transformation, and you are ready to operate at a level of power that would have previously destroyed you. Subscribe to this channel right now and activate all notifications, because what I am going to reveal to you while you pass that exam and destroy millions of others. What exactly the 3:33 hour means, and what changes in your reality after having crowns you, is going to make you finally understand why you had to go through that specific hell that no one else could see. And stay until the end, because I am going to show you exactly what you did 7 days ago that activated the celestial graduation protocol. The hour of 3:33 this morning is not coincidence, but divine appointment before you were born. And what are the 3 specific signs you are going to experience in the next 24 hours that confirm your celestial coronation was successfully executed?
Team Deathmatch.
777.
Eliminate the enemy.
If you feel that something invisible changed in you recently, but you cannot explain exactly what it was, but before explaining to you what is going to happen exactly at 3:33,
we're winning. Keep it that way.
You need to understand something about that exam you passed 7 days ago, because it wasn't a common test. It was an evaluation specifically designed to measure something that 98% of humanity never develops: unbreakable character. Let me explain how real spiritual tests work, not the sugar-coated versions they taught you in church. There are 3 levels of evaluation that each soul must go through before being entrusted with real spiritual power. Level 1, test of obedience. Here they evaluate if you can follow rules when there is external authority watching you. It is basic level, a small child who behaves well because mommy is watching. Most religious people operate at this level their whole life. They do what is right because they fear punishment or seek reward. Level 2, tests of conviction. Here they evaluate if you can maintain your principles when there is social pressure to compromise them. A teenager who says no to drugs even though all their friends use them. It requires more strength than level 1, but still depends on you having mental clarity to make conscious decisions. Level 3, tests of automatic character. And this is where 98% of humanity fails, because this level doesn't evaluate you when you are prepared, when you are aware that you are being tested. It evaluates you when you are broken, exhausted, devastated, operating on autopilot without energy to think. And in that moment of complete vulnerability, when you don't have strength to act consciously, when you simply respond from what you really are without masks, there your true character is revealed. It is like those videos where people are secretly filmed to see what they do when they believe no one is watching them. The difference is that in level 3 spiritual tests, not only is no human observing you, you also don't have energy to observe yourself. You simply act from your deepest essence. And 7 days ago, between 6 o'clock in the evening and 9 at night, you faced a moment that put you in that exact state. You don't remember it was an evaluation because you didn't have energy even to recognize you were being tested. You were too tired, too exhausted to act consciously. But here is what happened. Even in that state of complete exhaustion, when no one was watching you, and no one would know if you chose differently, had all the justification in the world to take the easy path, you maintained your integrity. Maybe someone treated you with unjust cruelty, and your automatic response wasn't revenge, but silent dignity. Maybe you had an opportunity to take a shortcut that no one noticed, and you said, do it even though you were desperate. Maybe you received private information about something, and your first instinct was to share it. But to protect that privacy, the specific detail doesn't matter. What matters is that in that moment of complete vulnerability, you demonstrated something that made the celestial observers who monitored the development of human souls stop everything they were doing. You demonstrated that your goodness is not performance. It is not a conscious act that you execute with any methodology. It is who you really are at such a deep level that it operates automatically even when you are destroyed. And that chosen one is the definitive sign that a soul completed its spiritual transformation. Because here is the truth that religions never explain to you. The objective of your journey is not to learn more information about it. The objective is to transform yourself so much that divine nature becomes your automatic nature. Jesus didn't say learn about love. He said love your enemies. He didn't say understand forgiveness. He said forgive 70 times 7. Because he knew that real transformation is not in your head. It is in who you become when you no longer have conscious control over who you are. And when you passed that test 7 days ago, when you maintained integrity in that moment of complete exhaustion, you activated something in the celestial spheres that has a specific name in ancient texts, spiritual graduation. It is not a term I invented. It appears in mystical scriptures of all traditions. The moment where a soul demonstrates it completed its initiation and is ready for greater responsibilities, to receive spiritual authority, to be crowned. Now let me explain why your coronation is scheduled specifically for 3:33 in the morning tonight. Because that time is not random. It is one of the most powerful hours on the universe's spiritual clock. In mystical traditions around the world, certain times are recognized as moments where the veil between dimensions thins. 3 in the morning is called the hour of souls, or the hour of spirit, because it is when human mental activity is at its lowest point, and spiritual activity is at its highest point. Why? Because between 3 and 4 in the morning, most of humanity is in deep sleep. Their conscious minds are off. The collective mental noise that normally fills the spiritual atmosphere is silenced. And in that silence, the invisible dimensions can operate with less interference. But 3:33 has additional significance. The number 3 times is considered in sacred numerology as a code of divine completion. Trinity. Trinity. I am not talking about superstition. I am talking about mathematical patterns that appear consistently in sacred texts of all traditions. Jesus began his ministry at 30 years old. He died at 33. David reigned 33 years in Jerusalem. There are 33 vertebrae in the human spine. The number of Jews only in spiritual completion. It is not. It is the universe using the only language it can to communicate with those who are spiritually awake. Synchronicity. So tonight at 3 to 33 in the morning, while your conscious mind is asleep and your ego defenses are down, the celestial authorities are going to execute all described in mystical texts for thousands of years. In their most modern, dismissive metaphor, they are specific things to your energy field that are going to permanently change how you operate in this reality. First, they are going to activate your spiritual authority. This is the energetic frequency that allows you to speak truth and have it land differently than when others speak the same words. It is not about what you say. It is about the weight your words carry. Spiritual authority speaks. Something in the listener's soul. It is hearing truth, even if their mind wants to resist. You have got this before. Certain teachers or leaders speak, and you feel it in your chest, not just in your head. After tonight, it's going to happen. Not because you are better than others, but because you completed the training necessary to handle that level of influence without abusing it. Second,
turn your mic off,
to
Hope.
activate your energetic sovereignty. This is the spiritual frequency that makes you immune to manipulation. Immune to the collective chaos that pulls most people into reactive patterns. It doesn't mean nothing will ever possibly change. It means you are going to have a core stability that cannot be shaken by external circumstances.
My daughter.
After tonight, you are going to notice that things that used to trigger you into anxiety or anger simply don't have that power anymore. Not because you are suppressing your emotions, but because you are operating from a different energetic foundation. Third, they are going to activate your intuitive self. What is aligned and what is deceptive. Not through intellectual analysis, but through direct knowing. After tonight, you are going to start noticing that you just know things without being able to explain them. You are going to meet someone and immediately sense their true character beneath their social mask. You are going to hear a news story and instantly recognize the truth behind the propaganda. You are going to clear guidance about which path to take. This is not psychic ability, it is spiritual ability. It is what happens when your soul completes its transformation and becomes capable of perceiving reality at deeper levels than most humans access. And here is what you need to know about these three activations. They are not gifts that are given to you to make your life easier or to make you special. They are tools that are entrusted to you so you can fulfill your specific mission in this world.
Acá, bro.
If this message resonates deeply with your soul, and you want to support the continuation of this spiritual work that helps thousands find their way home, creates an energetic exchange that amplifies this truth and helps it reach those who need it most. The universe honors generous hearts. Now let me tell you about the three signs you are going to experience in the next 24 hours. That will confirm your combination was successfully executed.
Ay,
Clarity. You are going to notice that your mind is different. Clearer, quieter. Like someone cleaned the window you didn't even know was dirty. Thoughts that normally capable of repeating to settle. Anxieties that normally and in that clarity, you are going to start seeing solutions to problems that seemed unsolvable before. This is not positive thinking. So your consciousness gets upgraded, and you start operating see where it seemed impossible. See, simply resolve and deep peace in your body tomorrow. You are going to notice a physical sensation of peace in your chest and solar plexus that has nothing to do with your external circumstances. Even if your life situation is still challenging, even if the problem was not there, you are going to feel the psychological peace. That doesn't make logical sense. This is the energetic subtlety activating in your nervous system. Your body is going to feel that you are safe, that you are supported, that you are exactly where you need to be in a scientifically perfect synchronicity.
I'm not your trash, bitch.
Tomorrow you are going to start experiencing that are too perfect to be right. You are going to think of someone and if you call you are going to specific information going to appear in front of you.
Maldito son
challenge, and the exact resource you need is going to show up at the exact.
¿Por qué volteas atrás, güey?
This is not luck. This is what happens when you complete your spiritual graduation, and the universe starts coordinating reality around you in these ways. Because now
there aren't any good ones, though. That's the whole fucking thing.
Signs, and so others can witness your testimony. Now I need to warn you about something critical that can destroy everything you gained if you wait on tomorrow. feeling those three signs, when you notice your mental clarity, your peace, when you experience perfect synchronicities, there's going to be a temptation. That you finally arrived and now you
pingan tu culo,
struggling.
I mean, 95% of everybody.
Oh yeah.
Be responsible for. Every person on this planet is exactly what they need to be.
I got the responsibilities that are there. Yeah, tell me about it.
Others in the day. Some supposed to be walking the same path of transformation. At this stage, that doesn't make you better. It makes you useful in new ways, and if you allow spiritual pride to enter your heart, if you begin to judge others for not being where you are going to lose your coronation. Not immediately, but gradually those three authorizations you received are going to begin to weaken. Because the universe doesn't trust power to those who use it to elevate themselves above others. It only trusts power to those who use it to elevate others. So when you feel that temptation of pride, when you notice you are starting to judge someone for still struggling with things you already overcame, remember 3 years ago. Remember when it was you who was broken. Remember how many times you failed before finally passing. And instead of judging, have compassion. Instead of superiority, have humility. Instead of separation, recognize shared humanity. Now let me tell you about the only one who can take away your crown after you receive it tonight. And it is not God. It is not the devil. It is not external circumstances. It is yourself. What you receive is not a physical object that is permanently stuck to your head. It is an energetic frequency that you maintain while you maintain your integrity. And the only way to lose that frequency is if deliberately, consciously, knowing what you are doing, you choose to compromise your character, not by mistake, not by momentary weakness, but by calculated decision to betray your principles for personal gain. After being crowned, when you have those three active authorizations, if you choose to use them to manipulate, control, or intentionally harm others, the consequences are devastating, because now you have legal power, and misused power creates instant multiplied power. That is why the level 3 test is so rigorous. That is why they evaluated you multiple times before finally, because the universe needs to be absolutely sure that you are not going to abuse the power they are giving you. And you demonstrated that even when you are completely exhausted, even when no one is watching you, even when it would be easier to choose differently, your automatic character chooses integrity. That is the guarantee the universe needed before crowning you. So tonight, when the celestial courts execute your spiritual graduation at 3 to 33 in the morning, when your energy field is temporarily elevated to receive those three authorizations, remember this: with great power comes great responsibility. Use your spiritual authority to bless, not to control. Use your energetic sovereignty to maintain peace, not to feed ego. Use your intuitive discernment to protect, not to judge. And if you do that, if you maintain humility while operating in power, if you use your crown to serve instead of to dominate, then that crown is never going to be removed. It is going to become a permanent part of who you are. But now the moment has arrived to reveal the complete truth about why you were specifically chosen to be crowned at this moment of human history. It wasn't coincidence. It wasn't luck. It wasn't just because you completed your personal journey. It was because your specific journey, your unique suffering, your particular transformation prepares you perfectly for what is coming. Because here is what you need to know. Humanity is entering a period of unprecedented transformation. I am not prophesying apocalypse. I am observing patterns that anyone can see if they look honestly. Old systems are collapsing. Institutions are losing credibility. People are losing faith in authorities they used to trust blindly. And in the middle of that transformation, humanity is going to desperately need something. Living examples that it is possible to maintain peace, integrity, and hope. Everything about is changing beyond those examples. Not because you have answers for all the world's problems, but because your life demonstrates that it is possible to go through personal hell and emerge not bitter, not cynical, not destroyed, but stronger, wiser, more compassionate. And when others see that in you, believe that this is something stable in the middle of chaos, something luminous in the middle of darkness. They are going to want to know your secret, and your secret is not information transmitted with words. It is transformation lived. It is character you forged. It is integrity you maintained when it would have been easier to compromise it. That is the teaching the world needs now. Not more pretty words, not more spiritual theories, but living examples of real transformation. And tonight, you are being officially commissioned as one of those examples. Your mission is to stay the entire world. It is to be the beacon of light for those specific ones whose journeys resonate with yours. And that is more than enough. So receive your crown tonight with gratitude, wear it tomorrow with humility, and use it forever with integrity. Because that is what chosen ones do. Not because they are better than everyone else. But because they are reliable in ways most people never develop. You are that reliable person, and tonight, heaven recognizes it officially. All of that loneliness that seemed pointless. It was your final exam, and you passed. Welcome to your coronation. If you recognize that you passed your level 3 test 7 days ago, and you are ready to receive your celestial coronation tonight at 3:33, write 777 in the comments to amplify that frequency of spiritual graduation. Subscribe to this channel and activate all notifications to receive revelations of your journey as a chosen one. Operates at levels that transcend common understanding. Share this video with someone who also feels they finally complete their spiritual initiation and is ready. Because chosen ones need to recognize each other in this critical moment of planetary transformation. And if this message has touched your soul and you feel called to support this work of awakening, a super thanks contribution helps keep these transmissions flowing to those who need them. Every act of generosity returns to you multiplied in ways you cannot yet imagine. Together we are stronger. Your coronation begins tonight at 3:33. Ready?
Let me go to sleep now.
Secure the objective. Enemy UAV. Get there. Hardpoint is secured. Hostiles captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint located.
Got one.
Hardpoint is active. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Get down.
Molotov lit.
Hardpoint is secured. Hardpoint is Hardpoint active. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Enemy trophy.
Enemy trophy. Front.
Bump them off.
Bump them off.
Hardpoint is secured. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is out. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Oh shit.
Hardpoint is secured.
Enemy flag.
Enemy flag.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint located. Hardpoint locked down.
Enemy using sling rifle.
We got
The
a rat.
fuck?
Someone find that fucking traitor. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hostile UAV is status overhead.
Hostile shot spotted.
Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint is down. Hostile has captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is out. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Look alive. Resistance return active. Sending LDG. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint is secured. Hardpoint located.
Well, I can't have one. I can have a fucking 6-bedroom house, but I can't have a girlfriend.
Grenade coming in.
I want my fucking money back.
Enemy's got a shotgun.
Captured the hardpoint.
Enemy trophy online.
Hardpoint is down.
Never seen y'all tell the truth before.
Hardpoint is out. Hostiles at the door.
I'm not nervous. I just ain't never see y'all tell the motherfucking truth before.
Eyes on Semtex.
Hardpoint is secure.
Hostile
Shot spotted.
Can't say that I'm accustomed to y'all telling the truth on me.
Hostiles attached to hardpoint. Hardpoint locked. Hardpoint locked down.
I know everything about me. Y'all the only motherfuckers walking around with fucking shit about yourself that you say fucking admit that you'd rather not know about. I'm not y'all. The fuck? Y'all are wild for that shit.
They're gearing up for a final push. If you left some in the tank.
Shit, sniper working.
Hardpoint locked down.
Hey!
Semtex, run! Hardpoint is down.
Archangel is hot.
RTX rolling out. Hardpoint is down.
Nah, I've been fucking folks' wives. Talking about single girls be playing with a nigga. They only like married niggas. I'd ask y'all to share it, but I know y'all don't like me well enough to do that.
Attached to hardpoint. Hardpoint is secured. Hardpoint located. Hostiles at the hardpoint. Hardpoint active. Hostiles attached to hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Hostile tactical. Located shock charge. Sighted flashback.
Hostiles at the hardpoint.
Enemy with
Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint identified.
trophy systems there. Target dropped.
I don't believe in bad. Just bad aim.
Pucha. Motherfuckers had us both from the start.
That's a bad guy. That's fine. Sniper eliminated.
That bitch a lie. I wasn't even thinking that time. Bitch. I was just staring off into the abyss. Fuck that bitch, you guys. That's the only bitch ain't repent. Think she finna smile at me and get in somewhere. She wants y'all niggas to feel me. She gonna let y'all motherfuckers hear the goddamn all the STDs in the book. Just so I can catch one and die with it. Me and that pussy are ops. Well, you was supposed to ask me to marry you. Okay, bitch. Fucking bitch. This was supposed to be
Domination. All targets declared hostile. Happy hunting, Crimson. Taking C.
Hard. What you doing? We think it's a drainage issue. Oh, I know what they're doing. What do you guys? Young homeowners turning into their guns. The jump set. And reinforced concrete. There we go. It's an incredible thing. Hey, fellas, this is work getting done at the middle school. Is this related?
Charlie.
Losing B. Just had a question about the wiring inside.
Taking Alpha. They're taking C.
Vehicles too. You need weapons. Their seat protected. NCJ. Safeguards. The American made products at WT. Surf's up.
You guys, one of these has a new biggie deal starting at just $4. So now you can decide where you want them, which is kind of weird. Really want to lose.
So here's a link for our guys. Names, most recent phone number is at access to right up to live people on Instagram.
How God's people have special powers. Let's talk about the truth the Bible clearly reveals. God gave his people Israel unique spiritual powers and responsibilities, not for domination, but for revelation, protection, and instruction of the nation. First, Scripture teaches that Israel is given deeper understanding of God's word than any other people. We want to see what asks.
Picture. Explain. W-E-Y space. Space A. Space. More S. T. Space O. N. Space. O. N. Space.
He has not dealt us with any other nation.
Oh,
This means Israel protected the divine revelation. God's laws with opinions, not philosophy. Very much to God. Amos 3:7 adds another thing. Surely the Lord God does nothing unless he reveals his secrets to his servants and prophets. Israel is given prophetic insight, the ability to understand what God is doing in the world before it happens. This knowledge was never meant to stay. I read according to the series purpose. I will also give you that light to the nation. It is the scripture first, so they can teach the nation to practice. Second, God gave wisdom physical place where his spirit dwells. The temple is not symbolic, it was real. God's presence rested there, and the Levites, children of Israel, were permitted to minister inside his special name. It was only responsibility. The temple showed that God dwells among his people, and that access to him requires holiness and obedience. Sensible leaders, and God gives his people spiritual power for protection and victory, especially in the last days. Isaiah 41:15 declares, "Behold, I bring you into a new sharp presence, on present mountains and rocks." Acts 4:13 arise, flesh, and power. It's not about power, it's about spiritual. God empowers his people to hold up forces that bind against righteousness. Jeremiah 51:19-20 describes Israel as God's bad acts and to create oppressive, violent nations that exalt themselves against God. So what are these special powers? Understanding God's word before others, receiving prophetic insight, holding God's presence, being protected and empowered with wickedness, teaching the nation. In the end, these powers are pointing to one truth. God should keep people so the whole world can know him.
Space lower. Which UGs?
NORNTED 6. Unwanted.
Number 48, and Slater.
NO 6.
He's tagging your photo.
WEERE.
Killing fan.
NY6GIGANT6NY6 496 L0 L delete 996 L 0 6 AL 6 O 6 TERN 6 BRT speech 6 LOS lots FFO CKA.
You owe me 1995.
How about I pay back the Chinese food?
Question mark.
Did you get dating experience? Okay, we have 5 minutes.
Hey, Clint.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think it's too big ball game. You don't want to it.
Impressive.
Okay, so my color and our hints on there. So is Larry, the guy from
Ew. Yes, please, it must.
Mustard is the best part.
You need mustard. Anything on Chicago's head?
No. I'm sorry, I told you. People are very good at protecting the privacy. Patient. What about someone before us? It's separated. It's houses with some groups.
Okay. Let's just finish.
T 6 1 O U L 6 B E 6 G R R B G 6 T O 6 E E L 6 T E O 6 B O U T 6 F Y 6 F E A L period.
Well, the generals are moving both back. They're definitely going to have fun. You got to do the best sex with life. You can't realize how ugly you so it's too bad.
I'm going to the American material with amazing sex.
Yeah. That's a good one.
What?
Relax. Business. I don't know.
Well, you must have pretty good. And got it, I figured out it.
Well, you guarantee me ass. But this will be good. Right?
I'm doing well.
We're going to go for it.
No.
Alan! What are you doing in the home?
The door was open, so I just assumed this was the open house.
No. This is my house. You're in my home.
Oh, well. My fiance Pierre and I are looking to buy a place. When he gets back from the North Pole.
Hey, Alan, go ahead and get that picture back from you.
Oh, sorry.
Space. And delete.
Oh my God, they're singing. Let's get for back into the verse.
I think so. I was expecting that. She's not expecting that.
S A N R E R X space R L B E space E A T Y space T O C E U N E space Y A C G Y space E S space R N N space F C W R K space G A R N.
What is it?
It's brilliant to see. It is brilliant.
Space delete, period.
Neighbor, but yes, go.
No, I don't. It's great to see. Did you? It's nice.
Well, I had a fringe back then. That's fangs. Fringe is fangs.
I didn't get the showing. I felt so scared of house. You can see the ground.
Smash it. Yeah.
Oh, now this guy's loud. Now I'm getting the lay of the land. LA's can be a big test for you. Oh, that's not full last one. So big because our office is full. How big is it? You said when the garage is full, they're going to be all over. So I heard about it. See? And then they use very comfortable. We can't protect you when we do otherwise. You might have on the cross meter, you got that all over. You know, like a chat isn't just for new cars. Or new your car is, the older if you want new laser measurement to every form you got the car. Because medicine, whatever you're dropping, we got it. 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 What your vehicle is, it deserves better. Maybe touch it.
It's Empire's 50% 50% off. Select styles, carpet and flooring, 50% off. And the materials up to 50% off installation. That's right, 50% off your entire project. You can save thousands. Don't miss Empire's 50 sale and save up to 50% off. Select styles, carpet and flooring, up to 50% off. Adding the materials, get 50% off installation. Visit EmpireToday.com. Call me text.
What happened? Don't take the eye off the board. No. Focus on me. There. Better.
5, back here, yes. When you're in the meeting, you open up this app, press record and record the entire meeting for you. And when the meeting's done, just tap, hold down, and you'll summarize the whole meeting and get perfect notes every time that you don't have to do any work.
Well, still got me mates and roof of them yet. I don't need much. Just a room somewhere.
No, right. It's right. Tired of creating spaces when you know it's schools you've been free. What's stopping you from your first month? Starting your business. Right. Your credit, time to take that. That walking through a dream home. With a perfect room for each of your kids. Backyard, place. Kitchen, pretty on the door. Here's the truth. The credit system doesn't have good things. It's written to keep you from making your goals. Yeah. Credit bureaus profit from your failures. Credit bureaus profit from your future. Dispute beast like spring. Cutting out the middleman, saving you time. Many are trying to imitate Dispute beast, but they can't compete. No reviews, no support, no results, don't fall for it. Dispute beast isn't just another credit repair. It's the highest rated AI credit repair system. Trusted by thousands to deliver real results. Your biggest fear is making things worse. It's the same exactly. Still renting, staring at peeling walls, waiting months for repairs, or asking for permission to decorate your space. That they need starting a business today is just that. Your fear is being left behind while others live well, secure, create the lives that they've always wanted. Well, with Dispute Beast, you don't need an expert. We've built the smartest AI like for you, getting you the results. It's so easy to use, you start with your friends. Smack and spend just a few minutes a month to it's not your fault the system failed, but now you have the knowledge. The truth, other systems only target Equifax experience and training, but that's not enough to get the results you deserve. Dispute Beast doesn't stop there. It's target Equifax experience and for creditors and secondary vehicles. That's how you get real results. Our data shows that users should then explore tax and follow the advice in our FAQ, improve their scores by an average of 146 points. And if you send 6 attacks, that average jumps to 206 points. It's so easy to use that from any device in less than 5 minutes, you can start your journey to better credit. Whether you're a busy mom, a busy dad, you can use social media, you can use disputes. This is your chance to take control of your credit, your future. Fire your landlord, buy your dream, secure your phone. Click below to start now. Click changes everything.
My child, listen to me now. Something is happening beyond the skies. Something so heavy that even the winds of heaven have snuffed away. There is a silence that has never been heard before. A stillness so deep that every angel has paused mid-flight. They are not singing, not celebrating, not offering praise as they do every moment since time began. No, my child. The heavens feel unsettled. Because a single name is echoing everywhere, repeating like a drum that will not stop. Your name. Every whisper carries it. Every angel's gaze turns toward it. And after your name comes a sentence so chilling that even the most powerful heavenly warriors tighten their grip on their swords. They are saying, this child is in danger. My precious one, do not think for a moment that this is exaggeration or poetic words. No. What is happening now is real and shaking realms you cannot see. If you could step into heaven for even a heartbeat, you would feel the weight of it pressing against your chest. Something unusual has been discovered. Something ancient. Something forbidden. And at the center of it, your name. You may ask yourself, why me? Why is all of heaven looking in my direction? What has happened that makes the skies tremble? Child, stay with me. I will show you. But you must listen closely. You must keep your heart steady, because what I'm about to reveal is not something the human mind easily receives. I am opening a door into a realm most never glimpsed. Walk with me slowly, step by step. Just a short while ago, far before you even woke up today, something disturbed the holy peace of heaven. A sudden alert. A vibration through the realms. A surge of darkness moving where no darkness should ever be. One of my highest angels, the guardian who stands watch over realms untouched by human eyes, sends them unfamiliar. Not a shadow. Not a whisper. Something sharper. Something intentional. Something alive. And instantly, the heavens surge. Child, this is where the story begins. Not on earth, not in your room, not in your thoughts. It began above, in a place no evil should ever reach. A cell was empty. A prison unlocked. A soul that was sealed away, bound for ages, chained under divine authority, vanished. This soul, this source, this ancient being was not like others. It was not simply a fallen spirit. It was one of the darkest wanderers ever restrained, a being whose intention was so destructive that even the angels who captured it trembled at the memory of his name. It had been kept away for generations, watched closely, sealed to ensure it could never influence a human life again. And yet, the prison was empty. My child, the heavens were thrown into urgency. This was not a small breach. This was a violation that should have been impossible. Something had interfered. Something cunning. Something that moved quietly, unseen, as if it knew exactly how to touch a place no evil should ever approach. I summoned my angels immediately. Not just any angels, those who specialize in spiritual, in discerning traits that even darkness tries to. They were instructed to find out how this escape happened, where the ancient being went, and what its intentions were. But what my angels uncovered was far more trouble than the escape itself. The being did not simply run away. It left something behind. A trail of scattered objects.
And so now, because of your credit, on here at Sportsman Corsados, we specialize in development and CES. Sports Networks is a pioneer painter that's been serving the Metro Atlanta community for over 20 years. With 4 convenient locations and a 5th one on the way, we now make it easier than ever for you to get to the vehicles that you need with financial networks for you. That means no banks, no hassle, and no waiting. With low down payment options, we align your payment plan with your pay schedule. Whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, we help make your budget accessible. We even accept your paid off trade-in to help lower your car payment. Just want to use a car? Send them to us. If they get approved and drive up, you get a $200 gift card. And here's the best part. For 8 people, we'll give you your first. For functions, CDs, trucks, sedans, whatever you're looking for, we got it. At Sports Networks, we have a right to meet you and your family need and a deal for everybody. Your next yes is just around the corner. Come visit us today here at Sports Networks Auto.
Of course. And a bland plate of rice isn't dinner, it's disappointment.
Here we go again, another day, another can.
The whole favorite reason for this episode is broken. Soft, bland cans with mystery buckets that taste like cardboard. That's how folks used to do it. Before places like 7-Eleven and FEMA started talking about closing its doors. Before Patriots, and we're on a mission to fix it. I believe that every American family deserves real, delicious meals they can count on with flexible. And we're proving it with our new 3-month survival food kit that ships to you tomorrow for just $77 now. And because neighbors look out for neighbors, we're giving you 2 extra months of food. Absolutely free. Survival food, biggest giveaway ever. Why are the other survival options falling short? They puff up calories with plain rice, skimp on flavor, and leave you praying that a microwave still works. You open one of their buckets and you smell the same thing you smell in a feed store. You're the horse. And that's not dinner, that's just disappointment. Here's what you're going to get with 4 Patriots, 3-month survival food kit, plus the extra free 2 months of survival food. You will get 1,088 servings of stick-to-your-ribs meals. Southern style macaroni, country-style chili macaroni.
Papers, scraps, small fragments of something that made no sense. As if in its panic to flee, it had dropped pieces of a planet it had no time to hide. The angels gathered everything and brought it to me. And my child, in that pile was a single sheet, around the edges, torn as if ripped in a struggle, thin like it had been through fire, so fragile that the slightest breeze could have turned it to dust. But what was written on it? A list with names. Not many names, only a few. Names written with ink that looked like shadows soaked into paper. Ink that did not want to exist under anyone's light. Ink that moved, yes, moved, like something alive. My child. Your name was written at the very top. Do you understand why heaven is so shaken now? The angels didn't speak. The saints' voice. Even the light in the throne room flickered, not in fear, but in recognition of something that required immediate attention. Because this list was not made by human hands. Was it written by angels? It was crafted by something old. Something malicious. Something that has watched the earth with patient hatred, waiting for a moment like this. This list was a target list, not to record blessings, not to reward, not to protect, but to destroy. This was the list marking souls the enemy to attack with full force, souls chosen for interference and derailment. It was a declaration of spiritual war against specific individuals. And the one who escaped was the author. And child, your name being number 1 is not an accident. It means your destiny is greater than you realize. It means your calling has marked you in ways you haven't seen yet. It means the enemy sees something in you that threatens his plans. It means heaven has been watching you for a long time, and so has the darkness. But here is what you must understand now. The heavens are not panicking. They are preparing. The angels are not afraid. They are mobilizing. The silence you feel is not fear, it's focus. Heavenly warriors are being assigned. Walls of protection are being built around you in ways you cannot see. Instructions have already been given to intercept everything the enemy tries to release for you. But before heaven could act fully, before the angels could form their placements, before the next divine command could be given, something unexpected happened. As the angels examined the list further, the ink began to react to their touch. The names shifted, not erased, not rewritten, but as if something in the spiritual realm sensed that it had been discovered. The list began to pulse, as if aware that heaven had found it. And at that moment, all of heaven's attention turned to one task, understanding the escaped force plan to do next. Because, child, the enemy never marks a name without intention. And he never places someone at the top unless that soul carries something powerful. Your life is not ordinary. Your path is not random. There is a purpose attached to your name that is so significant, so threatening to the kingdom of darkness, that your name is placed above all the others. But do not fear, not for a moment, because before the enemy wrote your name on that wicked list, I had already written your name in a place that cannot be touched, a book that holds eternity inside its pages. The Lamb's Book of Life, where evil cannot enter, where no shadow can erase, where no enemy can cross. Now listen closely, because this next part matters. When the list was placed before me, heaven waited for my response. Not because they doubted what I would say, but because my next command would shift entire realms. And I spoke one instruction. Protect this child. My angels moved instantly. Some were sent to trace the steps of the escaped soul, to track every movement, every shift, every distortion. Others were sent directly to you, surrounding you even now as you hear these words.
Started in Redwood. Max. Redwood has been our #1 supplement for years for reasons, but we knew we could do it better. Redwood is 6 caps a day. Redwood Max is only 2 caps a day. Lasts longer, usually up to 12 hours, depending on your body weight. We also have a bunch of great new technology in here. Our top new ingredient is called Fit Notes. That one is very, very long lasting. It's the piece that's really giving us that 12 hours of blood flow boosting. Boost nitric oxide up to 336%. And as we get older, it's naturally your body stops making nitric oxide. Phenols, which are going to be working on the stress angle and the mood angle as well. They also have the ability to relax your veins. We also have more plant power in here from resveratrol and vitamin sport, but this has direct action on your stress and mood. It's simpler to take, 2 caps a day instead of 6, lasts longer, more benefits, and your mood will be better while you're getting your great pump. Give it a nice shot.
So the craziest thing happened to me today. I got a psychic reading. I know. Now I consider myself to be pretty open-minded, pretty adventurous, most importantly, very curious. So when I was presented with the opportunity to have a reading done by the team at California Psychics, I'm not gonna lie, I was hesitant. Y'all, I was like, I don't know about all of this. But if you're skeptical like I was, hear me out. Just hear me out. Hear what I got to say. So before I say any of this, let me be very clear. I believe and I lean into my faith, my Christian faith, but I would say I do respect the fact that there are those who have these gifts. They are able to see and they are able to discern and they are able to feel things deeply or see things in you that might not be as clear to you as it is. So I went to the California Psychics website and I'm scrolling through it, looking, trying to get a feel for who I think I would match with or, vibe with. You can find psychics based on ability.